Artisanal and small-scale mining are the mainstay of many rural communities across Nigeria. The miners spend long hours working with rudimental tools, sometimes even their bare hands, hunting for treasure. It is back-breaking work with minimal returns. In addition, there is the serious health and environmental fallout of artisanal mining. In 2010, in Zamfara, hundreds of people, many of them children, died or were left disabled from poisoning by lead, a byproduct in the mining of gold ore.
The mining industry in Nigeria, as it were, presently, it's dominated about 80% by artisanal miners. One of the major objectives of the roadmap, the mining roadmap, which was a guide for the sector 2015-2025, is to up the artisanal miners, to formalize them, and of course give them all the incentives to be provided by government.
Before the coming of the president, the artisanal mining sector has been on the unproductive nature. There is nothing to show for it. People do not know about them. So there's a lot of illegal activities going here and there. From the analysis, even from informal information and formal information, a lot of gold has left Nigeria without evidence of the volume that has left the country.
The Presidential Artisanal Gold Mining Development Initiative, PAGMI, was thus born as a presidential intervention to formalize artisanal mining in Nigeria and deliver its full potential to the Nigerian economy. The implementing agency is the Solid Minerals Development Fund, SMDF, a parastatal of the Federal Ministry of Mines and Steel Development, under the leadership of Hajia Fatima Shinkafi as Executive Secretary.
The Presidential Artisanal Gold Mining Development Initiative, PAGMI, is a special intervention program that was approved by President Muhammadu Buhari in January 2019. The initiative is designed as a quick win to diversify the Nigerian economy and improve the socio-economic development of gold-producing areas and the country at large. PAGMI is about poverty alleviation, which would improve the lives of about 1 million households. It's a direct win for some of the poorest communities. PAGMI will also raise standards for health, safety, and environmental practices, which is very important, across the gold value chain, in line with global best practices for responsible sourcing in the extractive industry.
If something is successful, a lot of people are committed to its success. So you have the Central Bank of Nigeria, you have the Ministry of Mines and Steel Development, the Ministry of Finance, the Solid Mineral Development Fund, under a steering committee which is chaired by my office. We also must mention, of course, the particular role of the governors of Kebbi and Osun states. So really, I applaud very much the collective efforts that have led to the milestone that we are witnessing today.
This current Presidential Gold Artisanal Mining Initiative is a pilot that is meant to be a proof of concept of how a gold scheme can work in Nigeria. I'm happy to say that since I was working in Haiti, we took a visit to Ethiopia, and we had this discussion organized by EITI on artisanal mining. And Ethiopia presented to us how their own central bank mining scheme helped to change their economy. So for me, this is an exciting time. I was there at the beginning, and I'm glad that I'm part of the process, because the Ministry of Finance had to support with the initial funding that enabled this scheme to take off.
The pilot in Kebbi State has shown the possibilities and has emboldened us to expand to Osun, Niger, Kaduna, and Zamfara State as approved by Mr. President.
Activities have commenced in Birni Yauri and Yauri area of Kebbi State, and the program was plugged off last year, February last year, in Yauri. In Kebbi, we have registered over 10,000 youth in different cooperatives, and we are still counting.
Osun is the natural home of mineral resources in Nigeria. Since the recovery of gold in 1940, several millions of ounces of gold have been discovered in not less than 6 local government areas in the state. Naturally, artisanal miners will migrate from every part of the country. We have no less than 30,000 of them as we speak. And we've actually succeeded in capturing about 10,000 through biometrics.
By plugging Nigerians' hitherto ignored artisanal miners into the very mainstream of the national economy, PAGMI is transforming their lives and contributing to Nigeria's economic growth and prosperity.
When we formalize these artisanal miners, all the activity had been in the shadows, with all the leakages that comes from, the gold that's realized from that is smuggled out of the country through illegal channels, most of it finding its way to Dubai. But when we formalize them and we create a proper channel for them to, they realize better returns, because now people who had been buying from them in the past cheated them, in terms of what they pay them. What government is doing now is that through PAGMI, we pay them the right value for what they realize, rather than to cheat them. PAGMI has also gone the extra mile by saying that the Central Bank of Nigeria will now be the off-taker of the gold that we realize from PAGMI.
The CBN comes in as an off-taker to buy the refined gold in Naira and then store it in its vault and then value it in its reserve. What does it do? Rather than Central Bank or Nigeria relying on revenue from just crude oil, doing this is an attempt to diversify the revenue base of the country so that we can begin to say that it is not oil alone that contributes to accretion to reserve, that indeed other non-oil products like gold and many others that we are already considering are now contributing to accretion into reserve. What do we use the reserve for? The reserve, like you know, is the strength and stability of the country, and of course part of it is used to also meet foreign currency obligations that CBN meets on behalf of customers and the country.
PAGMI presents enormous benefits to the economy in line with President Buhari's vision for a diversified, inclusive, and prosperous Nigeria.
We can only imagine the possibilities of this, even adding to our foreign reserves and the gold reserves in our central bank vaults.
With its successes, PAGMI is also laying the needed foundation for larger mining companies to invest in Nigeria.
Artisanal miners complement the work that the large mining companies do, and then they create a lot of jobs in the process and create economic hubs where the mining centers are.
With PAGMI, the future is very promising indeed.
I see the future of Osun economy being driven largely by mineral resources. We on our part, we've actually designed our Osun solid mineral development program to partner with firms that have the resources and the technical know-how that are able to ensure that we're able to get value for the resources that we have in developing the states. With about 2 million ounces of gold already discovered in Perido, I see Osun as being the center for all investors coming to do business in Nigeria in the area of mineral resources.
In Kebbi State, we created a company that is partially owned by the artisanal miners and some private sector investors that will organize the buying centers, uptake the gold from the artisanal miners, support them with credit, support them with equipment, support them with health training. We will continue to mobilize more artisanal miners, incorporate them into formal ventures, in formal structure, as we have started, and ensure that before the end of this year, we'll be talking about tons of gold rather than ounces.
Mr. President, you have delivered this gold bar and you have written your name in gold. On behalf of management and staff of PAGMI and the SMDF, on behalf of management and staff of PAGMI and the SMDF, I'd like to thank His Excellency Governor Atiku Bagudu, Abubakar Atiku Bagudu of Kebbi State, and His Excellency the Governor of Ekiti State, the former Minister of Mines and Steel, Dr. Kayode Fayemi, the CBN Governor, Mr. Godwin Emefiele, whose support, cooperation, and hands-on leadership has enabled us to achieve this all-important milestone. I also appreciate the efforts and guidance of my ministers, the Honorable Minister of Mines and Steel Development, Architect Olamilekan Adegbite, and Honorable Minister of State, Dr. Uchechukwu Oga, as well as His Excellency Governor of Osun State, Governor Gboyega Oyetola, and the Honorable Minister of Finance, my sister, Hajia Zainab Shamsuna Ahmed, the Honorable Minister of Finance and Budget and Planning. The late Malam Abba Kyari was also instrumental to the birth of this initiative, amongst other laudable presidential initiatives. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant his soul al-Jannah Firdausi. I am particularly appreciative of the support by the SMDF PAGMI boards, as well as my colleagues, management, staff that have worked tirelessly to make this a reality.
We have to celebrate our people. Many times people think that our fortunes lies in crude oil or in some specific physical aspects of things, but really the resilience of our people, the commitment to hard work, this is what is paying off. And I want to congratulate Mr. President for the vision and also the steering committee for the initiative and all those stakeholders who have been involved in getting us where we are today. We should say congratulations to all of them.